What's going on? What's going on? This is Sean Bo, this is Sean B, and this is Straight Talk Leads to Straight Understanding. And today is episode 14 of 2024. And I'm just going to talk to y'all real quickly and real briefly. And I'm going to have one subject matter that I'm going to play that I'm going to speak about. It's a young lady who's speaking to other young ladies in reference to what she had to do to become successful and that she never sold her body. And I want to speak on that because there's a lot of things that need to be said and done. I'm going to in the future have some conversations with women who have been married and get their input and insight on what it takes to be a wife. And I'm talking people older than me, the generation above us that are still here. So I want to document some of these conversations. So I have some ideas in mind and some people in mind. So with that being said, I'm going to start now. I'm going to ask y'all to listen to this and then we're going to go from there. Straight talk. All right, y'all. Hear this out.
I come from a very toxic household too. I've been working since I was 6 years old. I've never sold my body. I did everything I could to get to where I'm at. I'm a licensed therapist now and I content create. Do you know how hard it took me to get to where I'm at, and I've never sold my body? So when you're saying that, it's kind of like an excuse. I'm not trying to attack you whatsoever, because like I said, it's your life, whatever, but you're using the excuse of having a toxic family. I didn't have a mom. I didn't have a lot of things growing up. So you could work at a warehouse. You can do a lot of things. I make 6 figures now because of social media, but I had to get up there. I used to bartend just like her, and I didn't want to do that. I used to wash dishes. I used to work in a freaking warehouse loading trailers. You think a girl wants to do that? No. So when you guys are saying this stuff and then talking about God, it makes no sense. If you cared a lot about God, you'd follow the way he wants you to be, not however you think you should be. And like the excuses, to me, I'm not trying to be rude, but it just sounds crazy.
Well, like I know it sounds crazy, like I do and I sin, but I still pray to God every day.
So if I steal every single day and tell God, please, thank you, like how does that work? If I go hurting people in this world and then say, oh, God forgives me, you're not learning your lesson. Okay, can I say something respectful?
So, with that being said, I hope y'all were able to hear that. Just want to speak to that. She brought up some very good points that I want to discuss. One specifically of how people have a tendency, and she was speaking to women, but I'm speaking to everybody who have a tendency to say and put God in front of everything, but yet don't live by what God, quote unquote, or however you recognize him, would say, the principles that are displayed. I think the Bible, the Quran, the Torah are all just books of principles, stories that are highlighting life principles and things that you can live by in order to be a good, humane person. The difference between humane and inhumane, that's what is discipline, really. Is being able to decide to be disciplined at something, in my opinion. And when you're inhumane, that's just going out wild, just doing whatever you feel. And when you're human, which is what we're supposed to be, over animals, which are inhumane, we have the ability to make the choice to be disciplined, to not do certain things that we innately feel like doing or innately think that it's all right to do. So we have some will call it a conscious, some will call it a sixth sense, some will call it spiritual, some will call it a lot of things. But we have this ability to decipher what is inhumane or what is not having humanity for others, as opposed to what is not inhumane or what might be selfish to do whatever you want against others. Does that make any sense, y'all? Anyway, that's just kind of what I was thinking about when she spoke on this. She went through a lot of hard work. We got to do work, y'all, to get some of the things we want. An issue that happens is that we really don't want to put in work. We just want to do what we want to do, how we want to do it, when we want to do it. And because it's becoming so popular right now, everybody's just continuing to do it, not being humane or having humanity towards others. And if you know me, that's what I try and advocate. It's difficult at times. That in itself, being considerate to others, especially those who aren't considerate to you, it's a difficult process. It's a very difficult process, but it's not impossible. So, I'm just encouraging this. This is a quick, straight talk. I have some other things that I'm going to do today, but I didn't want to leave you stranded, so I wanted to come in and do an episode and prepare y'all for next week's episode or weeks to come. I'm going to have a special guest. My mother comes here regularly. Thank you, Ma. I love you to death. Mwah. And shares her insight, shares her perspective. And some of the conversations that I have had with her privately are very significant. Some conversations that I had with a lot of people privately is what made me start this Straight Talk. You know, outside of Tanya Jenkins, my childhood friend, who actually came up with the concept together with me in order to do this Straight Talk. We were supposed to do it together, but she opted out. But nonetheless, it was going to have just different perspectives speaking on issues and topics of today and try and speak to them respectfully. And so this is where we are right now. That's where Straight Talk has originated. And now I'm going to transition into having the same type of conversations, but some of my guests are going to be where I'm just going to listen. I'm just going to sit back and listen and let them talk. I've had so many conversations with so many prestigious people who are blessed to be, I'm blessed to be part of their family, and they're my loved ones, and they're still here to be able to have conversations with. So that's what I'm going to do in the future. I just want y'all to think about what I just said and be a little bit more considerate. Be considerate to others, and the whole concept of love, agape love, is do unto others as you would like done unto you. And that's why I can love folks, regardless of whether they love me, like me or not. I love you whether you like it or not. That's what a pastor said over the weekend. Pastor Warren Campbell Sr. said it, and I am embracing it, and I'm saying, I love you whether you like it or not. And it's difficult. I got to say it. I got to repeat it. Because it becomes difficult at times, because some people tend to do things that disappoint you or that hurt you. And boy, oh boy, when that hurt or disappointment sets in, it's difficult to get through. It's difficult to forgive. It's difficult to turn the other cheek. It's difficult to love someone despite them hating on you or them doing you dirty or them doing something against you. So I understand that. But I've been challenged to do it. You know, I had a conversation on Precious talk show this week, and Hank and Precious pulled me back in. They was talking about Tia Mowry and her ex-husband, and whether he should get back with her. And now the rumor she wanted to get back with him, and I was like, man, shoot. I'm torn, because it's something that I struggle with, because my spiritual side says yes, forgive and put together the family, but my ego, my personal and my manly ways be like, man, let her sit there and rot. Let her sit there and deal with the consequences of her choices. So, you know, I understand it's difficult, but I challenge us all, including myself, to have a little bit more towards your spiritual side, have a little bit more empathy towards your spiritual side, have a little bit more understanding towards your spiritual side. Forgiveness, don't have that hardened heart. I pray that we don't have that hardened heart, so we have it in the future. All right, so with that being said, I know I drifted off from the subject, so I'm going to play this one more time, and we're going to go over, and I'm going to make the comments, and here we go.
I come from a very toxic household too. I've been working since I was 16 years old. I've never sold my body. I did everything I could to get to where I'm at. I'm a licensed therapist now, and I content create. Do you know how hard it took me to get to where I'm at? And I've never sold my body. So when you're saying that, it's kind of like an excuse. I'm not trying to tell you whatsoever. It's like I said, it's your life, whatever. But you're using the excuse of having a toxic family. I didn't have a mom. I didn't have a lot of things growing up. So you could work at a warehouse. You could do a lot of things. I make 6 figures on social media, but I had to get up there. I used to bartend just like her, and I didn't want to do that. I used to wash the dishes. I used to work in a freaking warehouse loading trailers. You think a girl wants to do that? No. So when you guys are saying this stuff and then talking about God, it makes no sense. If you cared a lot about God, you'd follow the way he wants you to be, not however you think you should be. And like the excuses, to me, I'm not trying to be rude, but it just sounds crazy.
Well, you know, like I know it sounds crazy, like I do and I sin, but I still pray to God every day.
So if I steal every single day and tell God, please, thank you, like how does that work? If I go hurting people in this world and then say, oh, God forgives me, you're not learning your lesson. Okay.
Learning your lesson. I'll leave it there. Yeah, there's a such thing as having consequences to your actions, and if you don't feel or get any consequences, then There's no way to repent. There's no way to learn. There's no way to grow and mature. And if you just have this mentality that I can just do whatever I want and deal with whatever and not have to deal with anything that will be detrimental, that will be a consequence to your actions, you would never think of it as bad actions. You would never think of it as something that you shouldn't do, even though you've been taught not to do it. So I just say that to reiterate what the young lady said: hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Hard work beats your easy, sinful hustle ways when hustling is not with intention. So I always have this saying, the difference between a hustler and a businessman, because I don't like being called a hustler, is that one thing's long term and one thing's short term. The short term person is the hustler. The long term person is the businessman. Be businessmen and women, y'all. Let's do it right. It's yes, you do have to put the grind on if you use a hustle in that context. I understand, but also the other context of hustler is scamming, swindling, getting by the easy way. So that part of hustling is not something. That context of hustling is not something that's encouraged. But working hard, the hustle that you got to put in, the grind that you got to put in, by all means, salute to those who do it. So with that being said, I'm about to break out of here, y'all. Straight talk leads to straight understanding. Today is episode 14. My name is Sean Bolden. Sean B, Shiz, however you know me. And tune in next week for more exciting and more guests. And I'm going to be going over clips and not just listening to things. All right. So I hope that something was valuable to you. If it was, please like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel, to the Facebook channel. Like it here, share it, and let's continue to support one another. That will be something in the future. I hope you enjoyed last week where I had a live with Philosophical. We're going to do part 2 when we was talking about Amanda Seales. We're going to do part 2, y'all. Part 2, speaking about Amanda Seales. Y'all didn't get a chance to look at it. Please go to the page and go check it out. It was last week's live. So I hope all else is well, and I hope you have a great day. God bless. Let there be love. Let there be love. Let there be love. Sean Bolden, Sean B. By the way, my sponsor is H2O. H2O. CBD infused water. Get it at a local store near you. H2O, 10 milligrams of CBD infused water. Tastes great. Has electrolytes. Has B12. Has a lot of the ingredients that most of the waters have nowadays. 9.5 pH. All that. It's called H2O. And in case you don't know, let me see if I can go and get me a bottle so I can show you how it flows. Not right now. But anyway, check out H2O. The logo's right up there in the corner. That's how the bottle, that's the logo on the bottle. I don't have the bottle in front of me right now. But again, this is Sean Bolden. Sean B. Straight talk. He's a straight understanding. Hope you enjoyed. Love you all. Have a great evening. And by the way, more to come. So, peace.